Welcome back. I'm so happy, guys. You can see the smile on my face. Like meeting her, it's just an honor. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
I'm so happy to be with you.
Wow. Any of you? Oh my God.
With your channel, I must give that to you. And you know, one thing I learned from you is consistency. Yeah. Like the reward of consistency. And you may not have it all in place, but when you're consistent to what you do, you succeed.
That's true.
Regardless of. So you've worked really, really hard to get yourself to where you're at, and I'm so proud of you. Like seriously, I'm so proud of you. When I go to your channel nowadays, I used to have a lot of time on my hand, right? I used to watch a lot of videos. Sorry, you guys. Just how I'm not posting is how I'm not watching videos. So I don't have time like that to sit down and watch a lot of videos unless something really catches my attention. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Let me see. But from time to time, I follow all the different channels to see what's new on there and how I can get myself updated. And I remember going to your channel. I was like, oh my gosh, she is doing so well. Look at that. And I like that you're able to go to parts of Liberia that we cannot easily access. And that's good. That's unique. I'm really, really proud of you.
Thank you so much.
And I see you're inspiring a lot of people now in Liberia. There are other Liberian YouTubers. I haven't seen their content much. I think the other girl, I've come across her content on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's getting there.
Small, as we say in our Liberian. So you being a Liberian in Ghana, because a lot of people have been having questions about you. That's the main reason I decided for me to meet you, so you can like clear some people down. You from the States, and then you decided first you visited Liberia, but in your video you stated that Liberia was not like your the place you really want to be. Because to be honest, Liberia lack a lot of things. You coming from the diaspora, if you look at Liberia, running water was another issue. Still there your video, the electricity and everything. So you chose to relocate with your family in Ghana, which is a very good decision that you took. But other people might be like, why did she decide to do that? So why can you tell them out there?
So first of all, let me correct the first statement of Liberia is not the place I want to be. Liberia is the place I want to be. Liberia is where when we first said we're moving to Africa, it was Liberia. There was nothing about Ghana or Nigeria or Sierra Leone. It was we left America to move to Liberia. Now there are challenges in Liberia based on your current situation. You cannot put yourself in that situation if you don't want to fail. And I'm not sure, people will interpret things the way they want to understand it.
I don't want to entitle their opinions. So.
When I started to share my story, prior to being on YouTube, I'm a pretty private person. Unless what you see me give you is what you would know. So, but I'm also very genuine.
Yes.
I don't know how to sugarcoat. If I'm going to share something with you, I'll share it with you. And I'll share it the raw way. Because I feel like everyone learns from someone's experience. Just how you can learn from someone's failures or their mistakes. You can be like, that person did that. No, but then at least now I know not to do that. I will do this.
Definitely.
And you can also learn from my success. People Liberians, we like to see the glorious part of people's journey.
Before they even want to join.
Yes, to associate with you.
Thank you.
If you are not flourishing yet, you're a nobody. You're not on their level. When they see
and
you
before you
down,
move forward, I am so happy that she took her time to come and meet me, because I was just trying her and seeing her here with me now, guys. I am super happy because who am I? You coming here to meet me?
What do you mean by
it means a lot to me. Seriously.
You are you, and you're doing great work.
Oh my
you should
God.
be proud of that.
And guys, she's giving me a treat. First time in Ghana. This is my treat. Shout out to her. Oh my God.
It is no big deal.
What?
But like I was saying, people don't want to hear the ugly part. And for me, I don't criticize with the intent of bad mouthing. I would criticize constructively based on improvement. I have a very improvement mindset. And if I find a problem, I will state that problem, I will acknowledge it, then I find a solution to the problem. But because it's harsh for some people, they don't know how to take the truth, so they shy away from it. Now, if you want to go into Liberia blindly, that's your journey. My experience in Liberia showed me that I wasn't prepared for Liberia. It's not that I don't want to go to Liberia. I was not prepared for Liberia. Number one. Number two, sustainability. We were not moving to Africa to test the waters. No, we were moving. So if you're moving, you have to make sure you're successful. You don't come 1-2 years, you pack up and you go back, all because you're trying to please everybody else. So your journey has to be your journey. You have to make decisions that best suit you and your family.
Definitely.
So some of the things that I wasn't prepared about were those things that I stated. And truthfully, they're the harsh reality of Liberia.
Definitely.
I didn't lie in any way.
And now, even in here for just this week, the place that I'm staying, they have running water, they have 24-hour current. And even what I would really miss about Ghana is the Uber. Guys, just the
flexibility. You're able to just get in a car, go where you want to go.
And just come back.
By yourself in the car. Not even joint tech where you have.
And it's not that expensive, in fact. So, guys, I'm moving Ghana.
No, you're not moving Ghana. Because I'm coming to Liberia, so you can be coming here, but you can come for vacation.
Oh my God.
So, for me, it was, especially when you're in the US and you're planning, you're making all these big plans. To save up money in the US is kind of hard. It takes you a long time. And then you get to a place where you're just so fed up. Like I lived 20 years in the US. So my husband only lived 5 years in the US. So the US for me, and I had never been back to Liberia since I was there. When I went, that was my first time. So my husband would be more tolerant of those things because he knows that it's a norm. For me, it was a little hard for me because I'm like, I can't. Even for my daughter, we introduced her to it so that she can know about it. But that doesn't mean it was always easy for her.
And she did not stay long over there.
Being born in the US. And she would say things like, I love Liberia, but I don't know if I can live there. And that's because we haven't provided her the comfort there yet that would make it,
see guys,
that will
living the life.
that will make it easy for her, right? And that's our goal. So because we want our children to know their home.
So she's in Ghana here now?
She was here, she went back to the US, she completed school. So the two reasons why we didn't move to Liberia. Number one, we didn't have a place there yet. We have not built our place. And renting, there are options to rent, but there is so much work you have to do on these properties, the security, the safety. When you hear stories and even experiences, my husband then armed robbed in Liberia. He's traumatized from that experience.
At your house?
No, when he was living there. At his home. Gunmen. So when he for him, security is like really high. I need to make sure my family is secure. I need to make sure they're comfortable. Even if we go out there and we're hustling, when we come home, there should be some level of comfort.
Yeah.
So, and to provide that comfort is a lot. You have to put a lot of things in place to make sure that, and those are the things that we didn't put in place. And if we had YouTubers now that were telling us and guiding us along the way, we would have known that more of those things were necessities.
Yeah.
Like you had to have those and how to go. In our mind, we just thought we would get there and figure it out. It's like, oh, that just pack up, it's home, right?
Yeah.
We go there and we figure it out. Well, it's not always the case, and it gets harder than that. So we decided before we come here, we need to put some things in place. We need to get a home, we need to get backup generator, all those. Yeah, LEC is there, but you need to have a plan B to the plan B. Otherwise, you will not be comfortable. We need to have a reliable car. But because the roads conditions are not so good, your car maintenance, I have family members that have cars in Liberia and they don't use it. They would rather take public transport because it's more expensive to maintain the car. Every day there's some kind of issue. The tires are doing because the roads are not that. The gasoline, the oil that they put in it is not optimal, so it runs your car down. So budget. How do you allow yourself to live a decent life? How can you afford that decent life? If you don't have a job in Liberia, if you don't have business money or business, don't just pack up your bag and go because Liberia is home. Liberia is home to every one of us. We love it, but you have to go with a good plan.
Yeah.
So that was one part. Until we can get those things in place, we won't go to Liberia. Otherwise, it would just be failure for us. Number two, my husband works from home at the time, remotely, and that was his way of taking care of us financially. It was crucial to your moving and relocation success. If you think income is not crucial, pack up your bag and go look for a job in Liberia.
Even me here on visit, income is very important. When your money finish the trip and get sour, you won't go back.
So how do we protect that job now was the next question. So we tested it out when we went to Liberia that time. I think I did a video where we spent $500 on data.
It's almost
within 1 month. That's not feasible. You can't be making money and then you be spending $500 just on data. And our daughter, for her to be with us, she had to go to school online, remote school from the US. So she's online, she's doing video classes and stuff. My husband is online. At the time I wasn't working, so I was more flexible, I could do things. When we were in Airbnb, even the Airbnb that we were in
Liberia,
yes, that had current and stuff, current would go. And or sometimes they'll turn off the generator for an hour and tell you they needed to rest, and then they'll put it back on. What happens there are a couple of times my husband had meetings during that time, and we had to leave the house to go find somewhere to go. We went to Royal Hotel to use the internet. You have to, so you order something first, they give you the access, and I think it's valid for 30 minutes or an hour. After that, it turns off. So then it's like, do I order another thing or should I just pay for the stupid data? It was just
Liberian data issue.
It was just too much. So then he's like, in his short time, the 3 weeks he was in Liberia working, because we didn't have those things in place, our own comfort in place to make that possible, his performance at work was down. It started being questioned. There were meetings where
he's missing.
Yes, the internet, he's on a call and it's just performing poorly. The video would drop sometimes. And when he's in a meeting and current goes, the time that it takes before the generator comes on and he's presenting or something. So it was just making him look really, really bad. When we went back to the US, that's when my husband decided, I don't think we can go to Liberia. So it wasn't always planned. It was going and assessing and looking at our situation and saying, okay, no. But either way, we've already planned to leave. So let's go somewhere else and start up from there, and then put those things in place and get there. And we consider Sierra Leone, we consider like the neighboring countries around Liberia. And he was like, no, I grew up in Ghana. I'm more familiar with the people. I know all of I think it will be easier to start up in Ghana than two of us not knowing Sierra Leone. We just go there to start. That's how Ghana came about. Wow. So, and I don't regret that decision. I don't really care. The person I am, I'm very confident in my decisions. When I make a decision, I stand by it. Yeah. The consequences, whatever I learn from it, and I improve my life, regardless of anyone's opinion. Because there are people in Liberia, like for example, my father, who I did an interview with, he was in Liberia and he was encouraging everybody to come to Liberia. He had to leave to go back to the US for a year and a half before coming back because things got bad. Yeah. And he didn't have a solid plan. So, and that's not what we want. And I know people are looking to see that we will fail and turn around and go back to go find job in America and work and do all of that. Those are the things that Liberians wish to see. Oh, but what the thing they were thinking, where they were going, thinking that they got everything in place, they're back here in America now. People are looking for things to validate themselves. We are making decisions that help us move forward, and then you have a problem with it. I've been moving past that your first. You would be just fine.
So how long you been in Ghana?
This June is supposed to make this June. Yeah, supposed to make us 2 years.
2 years. So being in Ghana for 2 years, what can you say your experience have been?
They're good and bad. Like you said, you've just been here 2 weeks and you say Ghana is expensive, right? Ghana is expensive.
But it's sweet too.
Ghana living standard. The thing about Ghana, you have different levels of comfort.
Yes.
You can choose the package. It's like it comes in package. You can choose the package that you want.
That's so true.
And money, like right now we work, we make decent income to take care of ourselves. What we're making here can take care of us in Liberia. The issue, the difference between Ghana and Liberia is even when you pay your money in Ghana, you get the worth of that money that you pay. That problem that you're trying to solve, it actually gets solved with that money. In Liberia, you would pay that same money to fix that problem.
Won't be solved. You're bad data. It's me by internet data on my phone. You browsing it, data dropping. You're doing this. You're doing that. So you're spending the money, but your problem is not being solved. Let's be real.
So the stress is still there.
Even water bill, you're paying water bill, but water not coming.
People in Liberia are paying a lot of money to live. I went there and I'm like, you are dispensing cash. Even when you go on vacation, when you look at how much money you're spending, and you still see the issues are still not feeling like it's being resolved. It's overwhelming. So you have to have a good strategy to make it there. It's not something for you to say, we just go. And there are so many examples. People leave from Liberia, they come and visit, and the way they're complaining, in fact, people from Liberia will discourage us from going there. But we won't listen to them because we are putting a plan in place. As long as we can put that plan in place, we'll be in Liberia. And then people will start wondering, but then when the other people complain, they'll be like, but in Marion, then they surviving. Why you're complaining? Because Marion then put things in place that making them now not to complain. So you gotta be wise about it. So that's one thing. You pay your money here, you get the worth. You pay the same amount or even more in Liberia, and you're still struggling. That's the difference. In Liberia, it's like you're doing very well or you're not doing very well. The people in the middle is not a lot. So it makes it really hard, and that's how the living standard is, right? There are few houses that are extremely expensive. Then there are a whole bunch of them that you meet the quality that you want. There is no middle ground in between. So it's like you're either suppressed or you have enough to live
there, up there. and you have to spend a lot. Because even like the decent apartment that the people have in Liberia, still they are struggling to give you the comfort. They are struggling to give you the comfort that you need.
You will not believe, every day my husband and myself were on Facebook looking at those realtor companies and looking at apartments or houses that they're putting up. There has not been, I mean, there I think one or two that we like. We contacted them and somebody had already taken it.
In Liberia?
Yes.
So you guys still want to go back?
Yes.
Oh wow.
But
oh my God.
Even if we're not full-time moving there, we
Just
didn't move to come to Ghana. That's the thing people need to understand. It's like we moved to go to Liberia. So we're putting things in place to go to Liberia. Even if our house is not complete yet, we want to be frequently in Liberia where it looks like we actually live there. So renting is an option and all of that, as long as we can find a decent place and then we can put all those things in place. So in Ghana, you will have, even the little that you make, in Ghana, you will find a decent place where people will think you're making so much.
So for instance, how much you think can a person use to live in Ghana? Like if you earning like $150 or $100 per month, can you get a decent area to live in Ghana?
Because okay, so Ghana left from an era where they too were like Liberia. Their houses then was those entered shape. You just enter and go.
Yeah.
Now they have pivoted from that and they're building decent places, even if it's a one bedroom. The standard is a lot different and higher than Liberia, and I believe Liberia will get there.
Yeah.
Because we're building houses now in Liberia with higher standard. People from the diaspora are coming, they're building little small units and they're making it decent than what's there. So the problem with that, those people who are building, they're making the places expensive.
Right.
So even if you see a $200 apartment in Liberia, you're like, why are you making this $200? Like the people you are targeting to pay for this, $200 a month, then they want 1 year up front. So that means you have to work before you can even come up with the rent.
And another question I have, like if you're renting in Ghana, how much they ask you to pay up front?
It depends. Some landlords will say 6 months, some would say 1 year, some would say 2 years, depending on the area. If you go into like diaspora community or the kind of, they know you come with money. So they will ask you for more.
2 years.
But if you come and like the typical Ghanaian communities and stuff where you can get, they are very reasonable. You can adjust based on your status. So those are some of the differences between Ghana and, like she said, transportation is easy. It gives you a sense of independence.
You don't really need to buy a car when you're in Ghana.
For the first year we were here, we didn't buy a car. The issue that we had that pushed us to buying a car is that maybe, let's say for example, we live in Tema, which is behind the highway, the motorway. When we come hang out, we're young people, so we like to hang out, we like to chill. When we come out,
and she the one recommended this place. It's so pretty, guys.
When we come out to chill, we don't want to be running home. We used to be hurrying up to go home because it's getting late. The Uber drivers don't want to go that far. There are many times who will pay a lot of money just for them to carry us home. Like sometimes equivalent of $25 or $30 just for them to take us back there. So imagine if you're doing that every day or 3 times in the weekend. That's almost $100 just for transportation. So we're like, you know what? I should buy a car. Other than that, if we're living in the city where we can easily just take Uber, 10 cities here, 20 cities here, it would not be bad. And there are a lot of people who have come to even visit, and they like that part because just being able to use Uber.
Even me,
when we're busy, we're not able to carry them around. We download the app on their phone, we give them the internet box, and they go around. They're able to move around.
It's very easy.
So that's one comfort. The electricity, you have even the smallest hot has a meter on it. You pay for your current. It has an app.
Oh,
You
wow.
look at my current is going low. Let me tap it up. I put $50 in there. You sit down in here. You don't have
They
to
just
go
finished
see.
bringing a system in like you can
That
buy
would be
now
good.
on the mobile money.
Oh, that would be really nice. I thought Tiffany was going to do something like that.
Tell me too, you can buy it on the board for mobile money. It's much easier. You can buy on your mobile money.
And the issue with Liberia that they need to put in place, and I think they've been talking about it, is that current rationing that they're doing. Everybody don't have meter.
Yeah.
And people stealing current from here and here.
Mirror is on it now.
Yeah, I heard that it's being dealt
on
with.
it.
But if everybody had their little meter, current would be stable because the amount of current coming to your house would be for your house.
Yes.
Nobody will be stealing from your own to make your own weak.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like everybody's stealing the actual current that you're using. It's not strong enough to even keep your refrigerator on and stuff.
So she's simply trying to say that when you are living like if at my house I am the one buying current, the other people around the area are not buying current, me not paying for the current, my current will be low because those people that see the current, they're the ones absorbing the most current, and me, I won't be able to even get correct current at my house. It will just be so low. And that's the same problem my mother facing over there. We are the shop, we buying current like every week. But all the people around, they are on direct. And those direct people will keep getting the current and you won't get anything. Yes.
And before you look, you have to start putting more money in now.
Yes.
So that you can have better quality of that time and it gets expensive.
Expensive. It is expensive, very, very expensive. Wow.
So those are just some of the basics. Now mentally, Ghana has helped me to transition. When you leave from the US and you come back to Africa, regardless of the country that you go in, there will be things that is different than what you know. And those little things may stress you out. Let me give one example. For people might say, but why did she complain about traffic? Isn't traffic in America?
Or in Ghana?
Yeah. But that was even before I came to Ghana. Okay. So that was my first trip to Liberia. The traffic was overwhelming for me. It was too much. And I'm talking about when we say it, they're like, oh, you're complaining. But even people that live in Liberia don't like the traffic. They complain about the traffic. The other day I saw on my Facebook page, they said people were stuck in traffic on the boulevard there from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. I don't know what was going on. A lot of people were commenting about it on my newsfeed. And I was like, I can't even imagine what I would do if I'm stuck in a car for that long. So, when I was in the US, I lived in North Dakota, right?
So guys, thank you all for watching. The part 2 of this video will be coming out. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later.